In the last lecture, we understood the concept of cash flows. Now let's expand on this concept by taking this example. Now I suggest to you to please read this question very carefully and write on a pen and a pad the numbers and figures I am talking about to really understand what does cash flow means. Now let's read this question together. A company is considering the purchase of a piece of equipment costing $200,000 that would result in incremental sales for the next 4 years as follows, and the scrap value at the end of year 4 will be $20,000. Now guys, I want you to write this on the pen, on the piece of paper. The equipment is costing $200,000. The sales will increase for the next 4 years, and the scrap value of the equipment at year 4 will be $20,000. Now this is how the sales will increase. Now remember when I told you about the relevant cash flows? So the relevant cash flows consist of incremental sales we will have by purchasing a piece of equipment. So in this we have got year 0, that is the starting of the year 1, the end of the year 1, year 2, year 3, and so on. Now the project duration is 4 years. How do I get to know that? Because the machinery will be of scrap value at the end of year 4, right? So our project duration, or the life of the project for which we will calculate NPV, will be 4 years. The cash outflow will be $200,000. Now I will tell you about the change in working capital later, but right now just ignore it. I will tell you later what does it mean. So let me repeat it again. The cash outflow for year 0 will be $200,000 and the project duration will be 4 years. And after 4 years we will get $20,000 at the end of year 4. These are the incremental sales which are given to us. In year 1, the sales will be, the figures are in $100,000. So sales will be in year 1 $100,000. In year 2, $120,000, year 3, $140,000, and so on. Change in working capital I will tell you later. Now, the company's variable cost is 50% of the sales, and the depreciation rate of 5% every year, and the tax rate is 25%. All the figures are in thousands. So this question has given us a lot of information. The important thing in tackling these questions is how to handle the information given to us. I really suggest to you guys to always, whenever you are reading a question like this, always find the most important parts of the question which you need to answer that question. Now, how to identify that part? You will understand it by doing more and more practice of these kind of questions. So the most important things are, as I told you before, the costing of the machine, that's $200,000. The scrap value at the end of year 4 will be $20,000. Now let's come about the second part. It says the company's variable cost is 50% of the sales, and the depreciation rate of 5% will be charged every year for the equipment we have purchased, and the tax rate is 25%. Now we'll come at the answer of this question. I will tell you line by line what does this question means and why I've taken these figures. The most important part in calculating cash flows is to first find out the profit we are generating. So let's start by generating the profits. How do you calculate the profits? The number one thing is we have to take sales. Always solve your questions in these forms. Year 0 will be the cash outflows years, and year 1, 2, 3, 4 are the years in which we'll be getting our inflows. For sales, the sales I have written. Now the costing which we are having is 50% of these sales. The costing for the sales accordingly will be for 100, it will be $50,000. For year 2, $120,000 sales, the variable cost will be 50% of $120,000, that will be $60,000. For year 3, it will be $140,000 of 50%, $70,000, and so on. The next line is depreciation. Now how to calculate this depreciation? We have undertaken an equipment costing $200,000 at the beginning of this year, of year 0. and they are telling us that the depreciation is 5% of that $200,000. So it's a very simple calculation that $200,000 into 5% is $10,000. So accordingly, we have charged depreciation or capital allowance at 5% to $10,000 for all the years till year 4. Now, since I'm just giving you a beginning of the question, there are a lot of other factors which come into mind when we are calculating depreciation. For a simple reason, I've just taken, so because we are just starting out, I have given you a very simple example of depreciation 5%. Forget about the SLM, WDV kind of depreciation. We are just talking about the depreciation which have been calculated at 5% of $200,000 for this example. Now, after deducting your variable cost in depreciation, you will get your profit before tax or PBT, and that will be calculated by deducting the variable cost in depreciations, and those are the profit before tax. Then comes the tax part. The tax is 25% of the profits, and 25% of profits for year 1, 40, 25%, $10,000. For year 2, 50,000 profit before tax, and for 25% come to $12,500 accordingly. After deduction of taxes comes profit after tax. Profit after tax will be calculated after deducting 40 minus 10, 50 minus 12.5, 60 minus 15, 70 minus 17.5, and you get your profit after tax for all the years, year 1 to year 4. Now comes the proper part which I was talking about the relevant and irrelevant cash flows. If you remember in the last class, I told you that depreciation is an irrelevant cash flow. That means it has to be added to calculate these cash flows. So for that purpose, since depreciation is just an accounting entry, we will add back these capital allowances to our profit after tax to calculate the cash flows. For that, we add the depreciation which we have taken above, and we calculated and added that, and after that, adding that to a profit after tax, we get a operating cash flows. A plus B equal to C. That is 30 plus 10 is equal to 40 for the year 1. For year 2, 37.5 plus 10, 47.5. Year 3, 45 plus 10, 55. Year 4, 52.5 plus 10, 62.5. So these are operating cash flows. I hope you understand this concept, because this is very important to understand why we have added depreciation in profit after tax to calculate the cash flows. Okay, now comes the proper part, why we have taken the changes in working capital. So what is working capital? In simple terms, it's the excess of current assets over current liabilities. And whatever that amount is, that amount, see, if we are investing in a machine or in equipment or a machinery, we need to invest in raw materials. We need to have some money taken from debtors, from creditors, and accordingly the working capital is calculated. Since we are calculating the cash flows, the question has given us an additional concept called working capital changes. All the changes in working capital basically means, in year 0, it basically means that the firm or the company is investing $10,000 of its capital, of its working capital for this project. That means that additional 10,000 outflow will be going in this project. And that's why in year 0 we have deducted $10,000. That is minus 10. In year 1, 15. Now what does that 15 means? This 15 basically means that the working capital has increased for 15. It means that the cash flows from this project are generating additional changes in working capital of $15,000, and hence this additional working capital is being freed and available as cash. Usually these changes in working capital are provided in the question itself, and you just need to add and deduct like I've done in this question. Okay, so next, initial investment. The whole investment cost is $200,000. The first line of the question stated that. So we deducted that 200 in year 0. And the scrap value, point F, it is coming, we are receiving that amount at the end of year 4. So if you think of this entire question has calculated the cash flows at the beginning of the project, when the decision for the project, when the cash flows need to be made, and after that it has calculated cash flows which we will receive after end of every year. That is year 1, year 2, year 3 and year 4. Why we have stopped at year 4? Because that is the year when the machinery is no longer useful. It can no longer produce any article. And that's why we have calculated the net cash flows as operating cash flows, which is profit after tax and depreciation. And we have made the changes with regard to the changes in working capital. We have deducted our initial investment, and finally we took there's a mistake here, but it's actually C plus D minus E plus F. I'm sorry for the mistake, but basically the scrap value will be added, and so accordingly the net cash flows comes out to be, for year 0 it's $210,000 negative, which is a cash outflow. For year 1 it will be $55,000. For year 2 it's $67,000 500. Year 3 $77,000, and year 4 $106,000 and some change. I hope you understand it.